Okay, good morning. Today we want to look at this Himalayan 411. This just came in this morning. The problem of this is with the steering bearing. Let me show you what it is. Alright, so if you look at this motorcycle, when you turn the handlebar from left to right, it kind of locks in right in the middle, and then you have to give a considerable amount of pressure to move it to the next side. So it kind of locks in between. It's not smooth from left to right. Again, let's have a look at it. Look at the movement. It's kind of locks in. You have to put a pressure, but it will move. See, again, on this side there is 2-3 places it kind of stops. So that's what we want to address today. So to do that, we have to remove the handlebar, we have to remove the front wheel, the whole shocks, everything goes out. Then we get into the steering bearing. So to start with the disassembly, we need to remove the front wheel, we need to remove this caliper, okay, and we need to remove the ABS sensor switch. Then on this side we need to just remove this one. Then all these bolts we need to loosen, so the front fork will drop, okay. And to remove the T-post, we have to undo this one. This one cannot come out without removing the handlebar. That means we also need to remove the handlebar, remove these 4 bolts, lift the handlebar up so this nut can come off, because right now the ABS sensor, caliper, okay, so that comes off. Just move it to the side. So that comes off. And for this speedo cable, we just remove it from the hook, so it just comes off like that. That's enough. No need to remove this anymore. Okay, we're just going to loosen these 4 bolts. Okay, so the 4 bolts have come out. Just need to lift this up and then put it just like that. Now we have access for this one. Okay, so the front shocks is about to come off. We just need to remove the front wheel before we completely bring down the shocks. Comes right off. This washer we need to keep. Allen key, pinch bolt. Okay, that comes off. Some goes out. Put it there. Now all we have left to do is to remove these 2 bolts from the fork on both sides, and then the fork will just drop. See, the fork will just come off. Hold it. Okay, there you go. So we also remove the fork, comes off. Just move it aside. The front wheel also out, we move it outside. Next thing to do is to remove the large 30 mm bolt from here. That's the next step. So just use the 30 mm. That also comes off. Okay, good. Need to move this away from the T-post and then undo this nut, the steering nut. Okay, it's coming off. That's the nut. That's the cap. You see the bearing. Okay, that's the T-post. Let's see what's the problem. See, that's all rusted. Okay, so this is already gone. It's not rotating freely, feels a lot of friction in there because of all the rust. Now from the bearing we have to remove the inner race. So I'm just using a very long rod and then give it a few taps, gentle taps. The bottom race from the knuckle bearing. Similarly, I will start from the bottom, bring this up so you can watch. That's the top one. So we are now removed the bearings, the bearing race. Now it is to remove this bearing from the triple tree. This is very difficult to remove. We have to use a grinder to remove this properly. So let's see. So after much of grinding and hammering, finally we got the race, the inner race of the bottom bearing coming off. Yeah, this is always a struggle to remove, doesn't come off easily. And then this one, we got to clean it up and then put it back again. So the most difficult part in removing and replacing the bearing, the head bearing, is to remove the bottom race of the bearing. This is very stubborn. We need to hammer it a bit and then grind a little bit. We have our new bearings ready, but this needs to be slapped with some grease. So we are going to grease it first. We start with our reassembly. We're just going to put this one first back in there. Next, we're going to put the bearing. Just slides in first, but when it goes to that side, it's a little bit difficult. So for that, what I have is a metal pipe which has the exact diameter as the inner race of the bearing. So I put that in place and then I drive it using a wooden mallet. So right now the bottom bearing is already installed into the T-post. Now I have to put this outer racing here inside at the bottom top. So to start driving it in, what I'm using is an old race which came from it. Okay, I'm gonna put it against it and then use the hammer to gently tap it to drive it inside all the way. Okay, we'll pick it up again. Appa! Yes. Okay. So for the top, just remove the old grease, wipe it off. We're going to put the new race and drive it in using the old one on top. Let's drop this in. To give you some waterproofing effect with the grease. We are putting a little bit of grease also in here on this outer race to help prevent the water from going in, because this grease will help you keep the water off for the maximum time. Okay, now that goes in. Time to put the cap. And then the lock nut. The lock nut is in place. We're just going to tighten it. Hand tighten muna. Just with this tool. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, that's good. And the top yoke goes in together with the handlebar. Okay, in place. Handlebar there. Let's put this one to secure everything. Place. Just a preliminary check. Handlebar in place, T-post in place, everything is tightened up. We'll just move it from left to right. Now it's going smoothly. Let's put the fork back in place. The fork is already in place. Let's look at the play. Good. No more stopping in between. Go smooth from left to right. That's what we want. Fender goes in. We have to put our front wheel back in. So we just put rolled in. This is the spacer which goes on the left side, on the disc side. We got our speedo cable, the gear that needs to be aligned as well. Just put them. Okay, that looks good. The axle goes in. Tighten the pinch bolt. Two bolts for the caliper. Caliper in. Last thing to put is our ABS sensor. Bolt in. So we just completed installing the new knuckle bearing on this. Now let's check. It moves left to right very smooth. There is no slots in between. Goes good. Wala nang problema. Now what we need to do is just to take it for a test ride and see how the ride feels. Okay. Time to test this. So it's all right. The actual test ride begins. Our bike with the new steering bearing. Runs good. No more issues. Okay, so this bike is just finished its test ride. everything checks out good. Wala nang problema. The steering is now moves left to right very smoothly. The bike is not fighting you, it just follows where you want you to go. So again, the problem is now solved. This thing could happen every 12 to 15,000 kilometers, and then you need to change the bearing from time to time. So it's part of the maintenance schedule, especially for these 411s Himalayans, and I think also on Scrum 411s. Ayun, so now this is ready to hit the road again. Thank you for watching.